Southern Maine Association of Shakespearean Homeschoolers. We have been in business for many decades, and we have been privileged to act in this facility for at least, I haven't got the exact count, I should count, at least 10 years, and I'm very grateful for that. So, the exit signs are here in case there's anything alarming that happens. Please pay attention to the alarms and leave the building. The comfort stations are through that door, down one floor. There's a ladies' room at the left and a gentleman's room on the right. And I leave it up to you to decide which you're going to be using. So there it is. And there'll be refreshments at the intermission. And it's going to be, it's very hard to decide where to put an intermission in Shakespeare show, so we just are here on Facebook.
Just this.
The cast is ready to perform the show, and part of performing it is getting you on board with interacting with them. They are going to break the fourth wall a few times tonight. They'll be in your midst and around you and through you. Don't panic. If you see someone in a costume walking through the audience, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And we make you laugh. Freely. You may laugh, okay? And they'll wait. They understand that you need to have your laughs when you get them. Okay? I hope you have a great time. The kids are ready. They're amazing. I have had wonderful help in putting on this production with the moms and dads, families. I can't even imagine being better supported than I have been. And it frees me to just direct, and you get to see the fruit of my labors and theirs, because they do the lion's share of the work. My job is to loose them. So, without further ado, this is As You Like It, and they are loosed.
As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion, bequeathed me by will, but pour 1,000 crowns, and as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessings to breed me well. And there begins my sadness with my brother, Jobs. He keeps at school, and report speaks boldly of his prophet. For my part, he keeps me rustically at home, or to speak more properly, stays me here at home unkept. For point that keeping for a gentleman of my worth, that differs not from the stalling of an ox. His horses are bred better, for besides that they are fair with their feeding, they are taught their manage, and to that end riders dearly hire. But I, his brother, gained nothing under him but growth, for which the animals on his dunghills are as much valued in his eye. Besides this nothing he so plentifully gives me, the something nature gave me, his countenance seems to take from me. He lets me feed with his hinds, borrows me the place of a brother, and, as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, though yet I know no wise remedy to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam. thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what made you here?
Nothing. I'm not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I'm helping you mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Marry, sir, be better employed. Be not wild.
What? Shall I keep your hogs and eat husks with them? What prodigal portion have I spent, that I should come to such penury?
Know you where you are, sir.
Oh, sir, very well. Here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
I, better than him I before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better, in that you are the firstborn, but the same tradition does not take away my blood. Were there 20 brothers betwixt us, I have as much of my father in me as you. Albeit I confess, you coming before me is near to his reverence.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother. You are too young in
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
Villain! I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat, till this other had pulled thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thy stomach.
Sweet masters, have patience, for thy father's remembrance be at accord.
Let me go and say.
I will not till I please. You shall hear. My father charged you in his will to give me a good education. You have trained me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding me from all gentlemanlike qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor allottery my father left me by testament. With that, I will go buy my fortunes.
And what without you? Beg when that is spent. Well, sir, get you with it. I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. And pray you leave me.
I will no further beg you than becomes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? Most true. I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master. He would not have spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to grow upon me. I will visit your rankness, yet give no 1,000 crowns neither. Dennis? Dennis?
Close your worship.
Was not Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So pleasing, he is here at the door and importunes access to you.
Call him. It will be a good way. And tomorrow the rest
Good morrow to your worship.
Monsieur Charles, what's the new news at the new court?
There is no news at the court, sir, but the old news. That is to say, the old duke has been banished by his younger brother, the new duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves to falling whose lands and revenues enrich the new Duke. Therefore he gives them good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh no, for the Duke's daughter loves her so, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her into exile, or have died to stay behind. She is at the court now, and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter. And never two ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and many merry men with him. There they live like old Robin Hood of England. They say many young gentlemen flock to him each day, and fleet the time carelessly, as they did in the Golden Age.
What, you wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Marry, do I, sir? I came hither to acquaint you with the matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand, that your younger brother, Orlando, hath the disposition to come in disguised against me, to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your sake I would be loath to foil him, as I must for mine own honor's sake, if he come in. Therefore, out of my love to you, I came hither to acquaint you with all, that you might either stay him from this intendment, or brook such disgrace, well as he shall run into, that it is a thing of his own search, and altogether against my will.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I had myself notice of my brother's purpose herein, and have by underhand means labored to dissuade him from it. But he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, this is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. I it is leap that is break his neck is his finger, and thou best look to it. For if thou dost him any slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself upon thee, he will practice against thee by poison, and trap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, Thomas, in tears I speak it, there's not one so young and so villainous as Dave living. I speak but brotherly of him. But should I anatomize him to thee as he is, I must blush and weep. Thou was the fair wonder.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come in tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If ever he go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize no more. So God keep your worship.
Farewell, King Charles. Now I shall stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him. For my soul. Yet I know not why. Hates nothing more than he. Yet he's gentle. Never schooled and yet learned, full of noble device, of all sorts enchantingly beloved, and indeed so much in the heart of the world, especially my own people, who best know him, that I am altogether misprized. but it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go back.
Ooh. Yes. Listen, please.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my cuz, be merry. My dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were merrier? Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me to remember any extraordinary pleasure. Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full way that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke my father, so thou hast been still of me, I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to be. Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours. You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken away from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor I will, and when I break that oath, let me turn to monster. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be merry.
From the henceforth, I will cuz.
And
Devise sports.
let me see. What think you of falling in love? Married, I really do, to make sport withal, but love no man in good earnest, nor no further in sport neither than with safety of a pure blush thou mayest honor among them. Why, what shall be our sport then? Let us sit and mock the good housewife Fortune from her wheel, that her gifts may henceforth be bestowed equally. I would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful blind woman doth most mistake in her gifts to women. 'Tis true, for though she makes fair, she scarce makes honest, and though she makes honest, she makes very ill-favoredly.
Nay, now thou goest from Fortune's office to Nature's. Fortune reigns in gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No, when nature hath made a fair creature, may she not by fortune fall into the fire? Though nature hath given us wit to flatter fortune, hath not fortune to this fool to cut off the argument?
Aye, there is fortune too hard for nature, when fortune makes nature's natural the cutter off of nature's wit.
Peradventure, this is not fortune's work neither, but nature's, who perceiveth our natural wits too dull to reason of such goddesses, and has sent in this natural to be our whetstone. For always the dullness of the fool is the whetstone of the wits. How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to served was good. And yet was the night not forsworn?
How prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge? I am Mary. Now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth, stroke your chins, and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my neighbor, if I had it, then I were. But if you swear by that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had any. Or if he had sworn it all away before ever he saw those pancakes, or that mustard.
Really, who is that thou meanest?
One that old Frederick, your father, loves.
My father's love is enough to honor him. Enough. Speak no more of him. He'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
The more pity that fools may not speak wisely, that wise men do foolishly.
By my troth, thou sayest true. For since the little wit that fools have was silenced, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Here comes Monsieur Lebeau, with his mouth full of news, which he will put on as his pigeons feed their young. Then shall we give you his crowns. All the better, we shall be the more marketable. Bonjour, Monsieur Lebeau. What's the news?
Fair princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport? Of what color?
What color, madame? How shall I answer you? As wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decrease.
Well said. That was laid on with a trowel.
Nay, let me keep not my rank.
Then thou losest thy old smell. You amaze me, ladies. I would have told you of good wrestling which you have lost the sight of.
Yet tell us the manner of the wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it please your ladyship, you may see the end. For the best is yet to do, and here, where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning that is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons.
I can match the beginning with an old tale.
A proper young man of excellent growth and presence, with bills on their necks,
Be it known to all men.
by these present.
Oh no.
The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles, in a moment, threw him and broke 3 of his ribs, that there is little hope of life. So he served the second, and so the third. Yonder they lie. The poor old man their father making such pitiful dole of them, that all the beholders take his part and weep. Alas!
But what is the sport, Monsieur, that the ladies have lost?
Why, this that I speak of.
Thus, men may grow wiser every day, but it's the first time ever I heard that breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee.
Oh no.
But is there any else longs to see this broken music in his side? Is there yet another dote upon rib breaking? Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must, if you stay here. For here is the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
Yonder, sure they're coming. Let us not stay and see it.
Come on, since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril and his forwardness.
Oh no.
Is yonder even he that
Alas, he is too young. Yet he looks successfully.
How now, daughter, cousin? Are you crept hither to see the wrestling?
I, my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delays, I can tell you. There is such odds in the man, and pity of the challenger's youth. I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, ladies. See if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Matilda.
Do so. I will not.
Monsieur the challenger, the princess calls for you.
I attend with all respect.
Yeah.
General, I come running as others do. Trying to strength of my
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. You have seen cruel proof of this man's strength. If you saw yourself with your eyes or knew yourself with your judgment, the fear of your adventure would counsel you to a more equal enterprise. We pray you for your own sake to embrace your own safety and give over to the attempt. Do, young sir. Your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit to the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts. Wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein, if I be foiled, there is but one shade that was never gracious. If killed, but one dead that is willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in this world I fill up a place which may be better supplied than I am made empty.
The little strength that I have, I would it were with you, and time eke out hers. Fare you well. Pray heaven I be deceived in you. Your heart desires with you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Come, where is this young gallant that so desires to lie with his mother Earth?
Ready, sir, but his will hath in its more modest working.
You shall try, but one fall.
No, I warrant your grace, you shall not entreat him to a second. One that have so mightily persuaded him from the first.
You mean to mock me after. You should not have mocked me before. But come your ways.
Now Hercules be thy speed, young man. I would I were invisible, to catch a strong fellow by the leg. Oh, excellent young man. If I had a thunderbolt in my eye, I can tell who should down.
No more.
Yes, I beseech your grace. For I am not yet well breathed.
How dost thou, Charles?
You cannot speak, my lord.
Bang away. What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois.
I would thou hadst been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Hast thou descended from another house? But fare thee well. Thou art a gallant youth. I would thou hadst told me of another father.
Were I my father, cuz would I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling to be adopted heir of Frederick.
My father loved Sir wasted position sticks me at the heart. Sir, you have well deserved. If you do keep your promises of love, but justly, as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy. Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suits with fortune that could give more, but that her hand lacks me. Shall we go, cuz? Aye. Very well, fair gentleman.
Can I not say I thank you? My better parts are all thrown down, and that which here stands up is but a contain, a mere lifeless block.
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortunes. I'll ask him what he would. Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies. Will you go, cuz? Very well.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her. Yet she urged conference. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown, or Charles, or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause, and love. Yet such is now the Duke's condition, that he misconstrues all that you have done. The Duke is humorous. What he is indeed more suits you to conceive than I to speak of.
I thank you, sir. And pray you, tell me this. Which of the two was daughter of the Duke that was here at the wrestling?
Neither his daughter, if we judge by manners. But yet indeed the taller is his daughter. The other his daughter to the banished Duke, here detained by her usurping uncle to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late the Duke hath taken displeasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that people praise her for her virtues and pity her for her good father's sake. And on my life, his malice against the lady will suddenly break forth. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, in a better role than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest much bound to you. Very well. Thus must I, from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant Duke into a tyrant brother. Oh, but heavenly Rosalind.
precious to be cast away upon curs. Come, throw some of them upon me. Come, lay me with reasons.
Then there are two cousins laid up, when the one should be lamed with reasons, and the other mad without any.
But is all this for your father?
No, some of it is for my child's father.
Shakespeare, no.
Excuse me?
Oh, how full of briars is this working day world.
They are but birds, cousin, thrown upon thee in holiday foolery. If we walk not in the trodden paths, our very petticoats will catch them.
I could shake them off my coat. These birds are in my heart.
Oh, no.
Have them away.
I would try if I could cry hem and have him.
Come, wrestle with thy affection.
Oh, they take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Oh, good wish upon you. You will try in time, in despite of a fall. But turning these jests out of service, let us talk in good earnest. Is it possible on such a sudden we should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase I should hate him. My father hated his father dearly. Yet I hate not Orlando.
No, faith, hate him not, for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that. And do you love him? Because I do.
Look, here comes the Duke, with his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste, and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, within these 10 days, if that thou be'st found, so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I prithee, let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. If with myself I hold intelligence, or have acquaintance with mine own desires, if that I do not dream, or be not frantic, as I do trust I am not, then, dear uncle, never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your grace.
Thus do all traitors. If their purgation consists in words, they are as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There is enough.
So was I, when your highness took his dukedom.
Ooh.
So was I, when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord. Or, if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor. Then, good my liege, mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
Hi, Celia. We staged her for your sake. Outside she with her father raised along.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. If she be traitor, why, so am I. We still have slept together, rose in an instant, learned, played, eat together, and first to air like Juno's swans, still but coupled and inseparable.
She is too self-made, and her smoothness, her very silence, and her patience speak to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool! She robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt seem more bright, and seem more virtuous, when she is gone. Then open not thy lips firm and irrevocable is my doom, which I have passed upon her. She is banished!
Pronounce fathers, I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am. I have more cause. Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath finished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
No, hath not.
Rosalind lacks then the love that teacheth thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl?
No. Let my father seek another heir.
Therefore, devise me how we may fly, whither to go, and what to bear with us. And do not seek to take your change upon yourself.
Bear your griefs yourself and leave me out.
For by this heaven, now at our sorrow's pale, say what thou canst.
I'll go along with thee.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, maids as we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in some poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face. The like do you.
So shall we pass along and never stir assailants. Were it not better, because that I am more than common tall, that I did suit me all points like a man, a gallant curtlaps on my thigh, a boar spear in my hand, and in my heart lie there what hidden women's fear their will have a swashing and a marshal outside, as many other mannish cowards have that do outface it with their semblances.
Well, what shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than Jove's own page. Therefore, look you call me Ganymede.
Oh, no.
What will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
But, cousin, what if we essayed to steal the clownish fool out of thy father's court? Would he not be a comfort?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He'll go along over the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him.
Let's away and get our jewels and our wealth together.
Devise the fittest time and safest way to hide to pursuit that will be made of my flight. Now go be content to liberty and not banishment.
What happened?
Orlando, the youngest son of recently deceased Sir Rowland Boys, has been treated harshly by his eldest brother Oliver. Bitter and angry, Orlando challenged the court wrestler Charles to a fight. When Oliver learned of the fight, Oliver told Charles to injure Orlando if possible. Duke Sr. has been recently deposed by his brother, Duke Frederick, as head of the court. But he allowed Senior's daughter, Rosalind, to remain. And she and Celia, the new Duke's daughter, watched the wrestling competition. During the match, Rosalind fell in love with Orlando, who beat Charles. Rosalind gave Orlando a chain to wear. In turn, he was overcome with love.
this life more sweet than as a painted palm? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here, feel we not the penalty of Adam, the season's difference as the icy fan and shureless chiding of the winter's wind, which when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold, I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are the counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. And this our life, free from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything.
I would not change it. Happy is your grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune, which is so quiet, so sweet is that.
Come, shall we go and kill us venison?
Yeah.
And yet it irks me. The poor, dappled fools, being native burghers of this desert city, should in their own confines, with forked heads, have their round haunches gored.
Indeed, my lord, the melancholy Jacques grieves at that, and in that swears that you do more usurp than doth your brother who hath banished you. Today, my lord of Amiens and myself did steal behind him, as he lay alone under an oak whose antique root peeps out upon the brook that brawls along this way, to the which place a poor sequestered stag that from the hunter's aim did come to languish. And indeed, my lord, the wretched animal heaved forth such groans that their discharge did stretch his leathern coat almost to bursting, and the big round tears coursed one another down his innocent nose in piteous chase. And thus the hairful, much market of the melancholy Jacques, stood on the extremest verge of the swift brook, augmentient with tears.
But what said Jacques? Did he not moralize this spectacle?
Oh yes, into 1,000 similes. First for his weeping into the needless stream. Poor dear, quoth he, thou makest a testament as worldlings do, giving thy sum of more to that which had too much. Then being there alone, left and abandoned of his velvet friends. 'Tis right, quoth he, this misery doth part the flux of company. Anon, a careless herd, full of the pasture, jumps along by him, and never stays to greet him. I, quoth Jacques, sweep on you fat and greasy citizens. 'Tis just the fashion, wherefore do you look upon that poor and broken bankrupt there? Thus, most invectively, he pierceth through the body of country, city, court, yea, in all this our life, swearing that we are mere usurpers, tyrants, and what's worse, to fright the animals and kill them up in their assigned and native dwelling place.
And did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord, weeping and commenting upon the sobbing deer.
Show me the place. I love to cope him in these sullen fits.
Oh no.
For then, he's full of matter.
I'll bring you to him straight.
Can that be possible that no man saw them? It cannot be. Some villains in my court can set and sufferance in this.
I cannot hear of any that did see her. The ladies, her attendants of her chamber, saw her abed, and in the morning early they found the bed untreasured of their mistress.
My lord, the roynish clown at whom so oft your grace was wont to laugh, is also missing. Hesperia, the much commend the parts and graces of the wrestler that did but lately foil the sinewy Charles, and she believes wherever they're gone, that youth is surely in the company.
Send to his brother, fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring his brother to me. I'll make him find him. Do this expediently, and let not search an inquisition quail to bring against these foolish runaways. Who's there?
Oh no.
What? My young master. Oh, my sweet master. Oh, my kind master. Oh, you memory of old Sir Roland. Why? What makes you here? Why are you virtuous? Why do people love you? And wherefore are you so gentle, strong, and valiant? Your praises come too quickly home before you. Know you not, gentle master, to some kind of men, their graces serve them but as enemies? No more do yours. Your virtues, master, are sanctified and holy traitors to you. Oh, what a world it is when one is comely and venoms him that bears it.
Why? What's the matter?
Oh, and have you come not within this roof? Within these walls, the enemy of all your graces lives. Your brother. No brother. Yet the son, yet not the son. I will not call him son. Him I was about to call his father. Have heard your praises. And this night means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within. If ye fail in that, you will have other means to cut you off. I overheard him and his practices. This is no place. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it, but do not enter it.
Why? Whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
Brilliant.
What? Shall I go and beg my food? Or with a base and boisterous sword enforce a thievish living on the common road?
No,
It's not
no.
what to do.
The bug
Or
out.
know not what to do. Yet this I will not do. Do how I can.
Oh no.
I rather will subject me to the malice of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
But not so. I have 500 crowns. The thrifty hire I saved under your father, which I did store to be my foster nurse when service should in my old limbs lie lame, unregarded age and corners thrown. Take that. And he that doth the ravens feed, yea, providentially caters for the sparrow, will Oh, Lusty. For in my youth, never did I find hot and rebellious liquors in my blood, nor did not with unbashful forehead woo means of weakness and debility. Therefore, my age is as a lusty winter, frostly, but kindly. Let me go with you. I'll do the service of a younger man in all your business and necessities.
Oh, good old man. How well in these years the constant service of the antique world. When service sweat for duty, not for me. Thou art not the fashion of these times. We none will sweat, but for promotion. Then have we not to choke their service up, even with the having. It is not so with thee. But, poor old man, thou provest a rotten tree, which cannot so much as a blossom yield in me of all thy paid husbandry. But come thy ways. We'll go together. And ere we have thy youthful way spent, we'll light upon some settled low content.
Master, go on, and I
Oh no.
to the last gasp and loyalty. At 17 years, many their fortune seek, but at fourscore, it is too late. That fortune could not recompense me better
Oh my.
than to die well and not a master's debtor.
Holy.
heart to disgrace my man's apparel, to cry like a woman. But I must comfort the weaker vessel, as doublet and hose ought to show itself courageous to petticoat. Therefore, courage, good Aliana.
I pray you bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I'd rather bear with you than bear you. Yet I'd bear no cross if I did bear you. For I think you have no money in your purse.
Well, this is the Forest of Arden.
I now? I'm in Arden? The more fools I. When I was at home, I was in a better place. But travelers must be content.
I be so good touchstone. But look who comes here, a young man in an old and solemn talk. That is the way to make her scorn you still.
Oh, Corin, that thou knewest how I do love her.
I partly guess, for I have loved ere now.
No, Corin, being old, thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou was as true lover as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure I think did never man love so, how many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000. That I have forgotten.
Oh, then thou never loved so hardly, if thou rememberest not the slightest folly that ever love made thee run into. Thou hast not loved. Or, if thou hast not sat, as I do now, wearing the cure and the mistress's praise, thou hast not loved. Or, if thou hast not broke from company abruptly, as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe! Phoebe! Phoebe!
Alas, poor shepherd, searching of thy wound, I have by hard adventure found mine own.
And mine. I remember when I was in love, I broke my sword upon a stone, and bid him take that for coming a night to Jane's smile. And I remember the wooing of a peascod instead of her, from whom I took 2 cods, and giving them her, saying with weeping tears, worthy, for my sake, we that are lovers run into strange capers, but all that is mortal in nature, so is nature in love with mortal and folly.
Thou speakest wiser than thou art ware of.
Nay, I shall ne'er beware of mine own wit, till I burst my shin against it.
Joe, this shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
And mine. But it grows something stale with me.
I pray you, one of you, question yon man, who for gold was any food. I faint almost to death.
Hello, you clown.
Is not thy who calls?
Your betterers.
Else are they very wretched?
Peace, I say. Good evening to you, friends.
And to you, gentle sir, and to you all. I prithee, shepherd,
Oh no.
if that love or gold can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here's a young maid with travel much oppressed, and faints for succor. Fair sir, I pity her, and wish for her sake more than for mine own. My fortunes were more able to relieve her. But I wish
No, come on, man.
I do not shear the fleeces that I graze, and my master of churlish disposition, and little recks to find their way to heaven by doing deeds of hospitality. And besides, his coat, his flocks, and bountiful are now on sale, and at a cheap coat now. By reason of his absence, there is nothing that you will feed on. But what is? Come see, and in my voice most welcome shall you be. What is he that shall buy this flock and pasture? That young swain that you saw here but erewhile, little cares for buying anything.
I prithee, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, pasture, and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place, and willingly could waste my time in it.
Sure, the thing is to be sold. Go with me, if you like a farm report, the profit, the soil. In this kind of life, I will your fair and faithful feeder be, and fight with you will right suddenly.
Under the breeze,
Oh no!
who loves to lie with me, and turn his merry mouth unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather.
More, I pray, more.
It will make you melancholy, Monsieur Jacques.
I thank it, but more, I pray thee, more. I can suck the melancholy out of a song as a weasel sucks eggs. More, I pray thee, more.
My voice is ragged.
I do not desire you to please me. I do desire that you sing. Come, more, another stanza. Call you them stanzas?
What you will, Monsieur Jacques.
Nay, I care not for their names. They owe me nothing. You sing.
More at your request than shall please myself.
Well, then, if ever I thank any man, I shall thank you. But that they call compliment is like the encounter of two dog apes. When a man thanks me heartily, methinks I have given him a penny, and he renders me the beggarly thanks. Come, sing, and you that do not hold your tongues.
The Duke will drink under this tree. He hath been all this day to look you.
And I have been all this day to avoid him. He is too disputable for my company. I think of as many matters as he, and I give heaven thanks and make no boast of them. Come, warble, come.
Who does diminish the sun? Who loves to limit the sun? Seeking the booty, and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather.
I shall give you a note I wrote to this tune yesterday, in despite of my invention.
And I'll sing it.
Thus it goes. If it do come to pass that any man turn ass, leaving his life and ease, his stubborn will to please, du se dame, du se dame, du se dame, here shall he see gross fools as he, and if he will come to me.
What's that? Dulcie Dame.
It is a Greek invocation to call fools into a circle. I'll go sleep if I can.
Nice.
Ha! And I'll go seek the Duke. His banquet is prepared.
Love that song. Oh no!
Dear master, I can go no further. Oh, I die for food. Here lie I down
Is that the same rock?
and measure out my grave. Farewell, kind master. Oh.
Why, how now, Ad? Is there no greater heart in thee? A little. Comfort a little. Cheer thyself a little. If this uncouth forest yields anything savage, I will either be food for it, or bring it for food to thee. Thy conceit is near death in thy powers. For my sake, be comfortable. Hold death a while at arm's end, and I will be here with thee presently. And if I bring thee not something to eat, I give thee leave to die. But, if thou diest before I come, thou art a mocker of my labor. Well said. Thou lookest cheerly, and I'll be with thee quickly.
Oh no.
Yet thou liest in the bleak air. Come, I'll bear thee to some shelter, and thou shalt not die for lack of dinner. Fail of anything in this desert. Cheerily, get at it.
No.
I think he be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find him like a man.
My lord, he is even now gone hence. Here was he merry, hearing of a song.
If he, compact of jars, grow musical, we shall have shortly discord in the spheres. Go, seek him out. Tell him I would speak with him.
He saves my labor by his own approach.
Why, how now, good monsieur? What a life is this, that your poor friends must woo your company? What? You look merrily.
A fool, I met a fool in the forest, a motley fool, a miserable world. As I do live by food, I met a fool, who laid him down and basked him in the sun, and railed on Lady Fortune in good terms, in good set terms, and yet still a motley fool. Good morrow, fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he. Call me not fool till heaven hath sent me fortune. And then, drawing a dial from his poke and looking upon it with lackluster eye, he says, very wisely, it is 10 o'clock. Thus we may see, quoth he, how the world wags. It was but 1 hour since it was 9, and an hour more it will be 11. And thus from hour to hour we write and write, and from hour to hour we rot and rot. Thereby hangs a tale. When I did hear the motley fool thus moral upon the time, my lungs began to grow like Chanticleer. That fools should be so deep contemplative. I did laugh sans intermission an hour by his dial. Oh, worthy fool, oh, noble fool, motley's the only wear.
What fool is this?
Oh, worthy fool, one hath been a courtier. He says, if ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as the remainder of biscuit after a long voyage, he hath strange places crammed with observation, which he vents in mangled forms. Oh, that I were a fool, I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have one.
It is my only suit, provided that you weed your better judgments of all thoughts that grow rank in them, that I am wise. I must have liberty withal, as large a charter as the wind, to blow upon whom I please, for so fools have. And they that are the most gallant with my folly, they the most must laugh. And why so must they so? The why is plain as way to parish church. He who a fool doth very wisely hate doth very foolishly, although he smart, not to seem senseless of the fall. If not, the wise man's folly is anatomized, even by the squandering glances of the fool. Invest me in my motley, give me leave to speak my mind, and I shall through and through cleanse the foul body of the infected world, if they will patiently receive my medicine.
Fie on thee, I can tell what thou wouldst do.
What for a counter would I do but good?
Most mischievous, foul sin in chiding sin. For thou thyself hast been a libertine, as sensual as the brutish sting itself, and all of the embossed sores and headed evils, that thou, with license of free foot, hast caught, wouldst thou disgorge into the general world.
Why, who cries out on pride that can therein tax any private party? Doth it not flow as hugely as the sea until the very means do ebb? What woman in the city do I name when I say the city woman bears the cost of princes on unworthy shoulders? Who can come in and say that I mean she when one such as she is her neighbor? Or what is he of basest function that says his bravery is not on my cost, thinking that I mean him? But therein suits his folly to the metal of my speech. Where then? How then? What then? Let me see wherein my tongue hath wronged him. If I do him right, then he hath wronged himself. And if he be free, why then my taxing like a wild goose flies unclaimed of any man.
Forbear, and eat no more.
Why, I have eaten none yet.
Nor shalt not, till necessity be served.
And what kind should this cock come of?
Art thou thus, boldened man, by thy distress, or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seemst so empty?
You touched my vein at first. The thorny point of bare distress had taken from me the show of smooth. Yet am I inward bred and know some nurture? But forbear, I say, he dies that touches any of his fruit, till I my affairs are answered.
And if you will not be answered with reason, I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force, more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food. Let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you. I thought that all things had been savage here, and therefore put I on the countenance of stern commandment. But whate'er you are that in this desert, inaccessible, under the shade of melancholy boughs, lose and neglect the creeping hours of time. If ever you have looked on better days, if ever been where bells have knolled to church, if ever sat at any good man's feast, if ever from your eyelids wiped a tear, I know it is to pity and be pitied. Then let gentleness my strong force be, in the which hope I blush, and hide my soul.
True it is that we have seen better days, and have with holy bell been knolled to church, and sat at good men's feast, and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity hath engendered. Therefore, sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we have, that your wanting may be ministered.
Then forbear your food a little while. Like a doe, I go to find my fawn and give it food. There is an old man who hath after me many a weary step, lived in pure love, till he be first suffice, oppressed with two weak evils, age and hunger. I will not touch a bit.
Go, seek him out. We will nothing waste till you return.
I thank you, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageant than the scene wherein we play.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and in his time a man may play many parts, his acts being 7 ages. The first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, then the whining schoolboy with satchel on side and bright morning face, creeping like snail, unwillingly to school. Then the lover, sighing like furnace, making woeful ballads to his mistress's eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the parrot, quick in quarrel, jealous in honor, always seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. Then the justice, with fair round belly and good cap on line, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. His 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with pouch on side and spectacles on nose, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunken shank. And then his big, manly voice turning again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. And the 7th age, which ends this strange, eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans eyes, sans teeth, sans taste, sans everything.
Welcome. Set down your venerable burden. Let him feed.
I thank you. Most for him.
So had you need. I scarce can speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome. I will not trouble you as yet to question you about your fortunes. Give us some music. And
Oh,
your
no.
cousin. Sing.
Oh no, not again.
Blow, blow,
Everything normal.
If that you were, the good Sir Roland's son, as you have whispered faithfully you were, and as mine eyes doth its effigies witness, truly lines living in your face. Be truly welcome.
Oh no.
I am the Duke that loved your father. The residue of your fortunes to my cave, tell me. Good old man, thou art right welcome as thy master is. Support him by the arm. Give me a hand. Let me all your fortunes understand.
What else happened?
Well, other than singing, Orlando warned of his brother's plot against him and sought refuge in the forest of Arden. At the same time, and seemingly without cause, Duke Frederick banished Rosalind. She decides to seek shelter in the forest of Arden with Celia. They both disguise themselves, Rosalind as the young man Ganymede, and Celia as his shepherdess sister, Aliana. Touchstone, the court fool, also goes with them.
Let's hope Rosiana knows what she's doing.
Not seen him since, sir. Sir, that cannot be. But were I not the better part made mercy, I should not seek an absent argument to my revenge. Thou present, but look to it. Find out thy brother, wheresoever he is. Seek him with candle. Bring him dead or living. Within this 12 months will turn thou no more to seek a living in our territory. Thy lands and all things that thou dost call thine worth Caesar, do we seize into our hands, till thou canst quit thee by thy brother's mouth of what we think against thee.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart for this. I never loved my brother in my life.
Oh, villain thou. Well, push him out of doors, and let my officers of such a nature make an extent upon his house and lands. Do this expediently, and turn him going.
Yes. Boo.
Hang there, my verse, in witness of my love. And thou, thrice crowned queen of night, survey thy chaste eye from thy pale sphere above, thy hunter's babe that my full life doth sway. O Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts, all character, that every eye within this forest looks shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, the unexpressive, she.
And how like you this shepherd's life, Master Touchstone?
Truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a good life. But in respect that it is a shepherd's life, it is not. Now, in respect that it is solitary, I like it against my stomach. Hast thou any philosophies in you, shepherd?
No more, but that I know. The more one sickens, the worse at ease he is. And that he that wants money means, and content is without 3 good friends. That the property of rain is to wet, and fire to burn. That good pasture makes fat sheep. And a great cause of the night is lack of sun. That he that hath learned no wit by nature, nor art made, complain of good breeding, or come of very tough kindred.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. Wast ever at court, shepherd?
No, truly.
Then thou art damned.
Nay, I hope.
Nay, truly, thou art damned, like an ill-roasted egg, all on one side.
For not being at court, your reason?
Why, if thou never wast at court, thou never sawest good manners. And if thou never sawest good manners, thou manners are wicked, and wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation. Truly, shepherd, thou art in a parlous state.
Not a whit by so. These that are good manners at the court are as ridiculous in the country as the behavior of the country is most mockable at court. You told me you salute not at the court, but you kiss your hands. That courtesy would be uncleanly if courtiers were shepherds.
Instance. Come, briefly. Instance.
And we are often handling our ewes, and their fells, you know, are greasy.
Is not the sweat of man as wholesome as the grease of mutton? Shallow, shallow. A more subtle instance.
And besides, our hands are hard.
Your lips will feel them sooner. Shallow again. A more subtle instance. Come.
And they are often tarred over with the surgery of our sheep. And would you have us kiss tar? The courtier's hands are perfumed with civet.
Most shallow man, thy worms meet in respect of a good piece of flesh. In thee, learnest of wise, and repent. Civet is of a base of birth and tar, the very uncleanly flux of a cat. Mend thy instance in thee, shepherd.
You have too courtly a wit for me. I'll rest.
Wilt thou rest, damn? God help thee, shallow man. God make incision in thee. Thou art wrong.
Sir, I am a true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear, owe no man hate, envy no man's happiness, glad of other men's good. Content with my harm, and the greatest of my pride is to see my ears grazed and my legs sucked.
That is another simple sin in you. To bring the ewes and the rams together, to up your living by the copulation of cattle, to be bought by a bellwether, to betray a she-lamb of 12 months to a crooked-pated old cockledy ram, out of all reasonable match. If thou beest not damned for this, the devil himself shall have no shepherds. I cannot see else how thou shouldst escape.
Here comes young Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
From the east to western end, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her works being mounted on the wind, through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairest light are but black to Rosalind. Let no face be kept in mind but the fair of Rosaline.
I'll run you so 8 years together, dinners and suppers and sleeping hours accepted. That is the right butter woman's rank to market.
Out, fool.
For a taste. If a hart do like a hind, let him seek out Rosaline. If a cat will offer kind, so be sure will Rosaline. Winter garments must be lined, so must slender Rosaline. They that rich must sheath and bind, then to cart will Rosaline. Sweetened nuts have sour rinds, then to cart will Rosaline. Sweetened nuts have sour rinds. Lovers prick and Rosaline. This is a very foolish verses of gossip. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool! I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree bears bad fruit.
I shall graft it with you, and then I shall graft it with a medlar. Then you'll be the earliest fruit in the country, for you'll be rotten or you'll be half right, and that's the right virtue of the medlar.
Whether wisely or no, let the forest judge.
Peace! Here comes my sister reading. Stand aside.
Why should this a desert be? For it is unpeopled? No. Tongues I'll hang on every tree, that shall civil sayings show. Somehow brief the life of man runs his erring pilgrimage. At the stretching of a span buckles in his sum of age. Some of violated vows twixt the souls of friend and friend. But upon the fairest vows, or at every sentence end, will I, Rosalinda, write, teaching all that read to know, the quintessence of every sprite heaven would in little show. Therefore heaven nature charged, that one body should be filled with all graces wide and large. Nature presently distilled Helen's cheek, but not her heart, Cleopatra's majesty, Atalanta's better part, sad Lucretia's majesty. Thus Rosalind of many parts, by heavenly son was devised, of many faces, eyes, and hearts, to have the touch's dearest prize. Heaven would that she his gift should have, and I to live and die her slave.
Oh, most gentle Jupiter, in what tedious homily of love have you wearied your parishioners withal, and never cried, have patience, good people.
How now? Back, friends. Shepherd, go off a little. Go with him, sir.
Come, shepherd, let us make it honorable a treat. Go not with bag and baggages, but with skirt and skirtages.
Didst thou hear all these verses? Oh, yes, and more too, for some of them had even more feet than the verses would bear.
That's no matter, the feet might bear the verses.
Aye, but the feet were lame and could not bear themselves without the verse, and therefore stood lamely in the verse.
Shall you have done this?
I was 7 of the 9 days out of the wonder before you came. For look you here what I found on a palm tree. I was never so berhymed since Pythagoras' time that I was an Irish rat, which I can hardly remember. Ugh.
But didst thou hear without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon all these trees?
Is it a man's fault?
Is it possible?
I prithee, who is it?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful, wonderful, and after that, affable thing.
Good my complexion! Dost thou think since I have comparisoned like a man that I have a doublet and hose in my disposition? 1 inch of delay more is a south sea of discovery. I would thou couldst speak, stammer, that thou mightst pour this concealed man out of thy mouth as wine from a narrow-mouthed bottle, either too much at once or none at all. I prithee, take the cork out of thy mouth, that I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly.
Is he of God's making? What manner of man? Is his head worth a hat or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he hath but a little beard.
Why, God will send more if the man will be thankful. Let me stay the growth of his beard, if thou delay me not the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando that should have the restless heels of your heart move in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take mocking. Speak sad brow and sure maid.
If faith cuz, 'tis he,
Orlando?
Orlando.
Alas the day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? Yet what did he when he was austin? What said he? How looked he? Where went he? What made he here? Did he ask for me? Where remains he? How hard is he? When shall I see him again? Answer me one word.
You must bar me gargantuous mouth first. 'Tis a word too great for any mouth at this age's size. To say aye and no
proposition to the lover. Yet take a taste of my finding him, and relish it with good observance. I found him under a tree like a dropped acorn.
It may well be called Job's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give the audience, good madam, and proceed. There lay he, stretched along like a wounded knight.
There would be pity to see such a sight. It well becomes the ground.
Cry and call out thy tongue, I prithee. It curvets unseasonably. He was furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous! He comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song without a burden. No, brings me out of tune.
Do you not know that I am a woman? When I think, I must speak. Lay on! You'll bring me out. Stop! Comes he not here? 'Tis he! Slink by and note him.
I thank you for your company, but good faith, I should as lief have been myself alone.
And so have I. But yet, for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let us meet as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
I pray you mark no more trees with writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you mar no more of my verses, with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name.
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was cursing.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You are full of pretty animals. Tell me, have you not been acquainted with goldsmiths' wives and conned them out of rings?
Not so. But I answer you right painted cloth, from whence you have studied your questions.
You have a nimble wit. One would think it was made of Atlanta's heels. Come, will you not sit down with me and we shall rail against our mistress the world and all our misery?
I chide no breather in the world, but myself, against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault you have is to be in love.
Is a fault I would not change for your best virtue. I'm weary of you.
By my troth, I was seeking for a fool when I found you.
He's drowned in the brook. Look but in, and you shall see him.
There I shall see but mine own figure.
Which I take to be either a fool or a cipher.
I'll tarry no longer with thee. Farewell, good senior love.
I'm glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur, melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit play the neighborhood. Do you hear, Forster?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you, what is it to clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest. Else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as the clock.
And why not the swift foot of time? Had not that been as proper?
By no means, sir. Time travels in diverse paces with diverse persons. I'll tell you who time ambles withal, who time trots withal, who time gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
I pray you, who doth he trot withal?
Married. He trots hard with a young maid between the contract of her marriage and the day it is solemnized. Though the interim be but a 7 nights, time's pace is so hard that it seems the length of 7 years.
Who ambles time withal?
With a priest that lacks Latin, and a rich man that hath not begat. For the one sleeps easily because he cannot study, and the other lives merrily because he feels no pain. The one lacking the burden of lean and wasteful learning, the other knowing no burden of heavy tedious penury. These times animals go on.
Who doth he a gallop withal?
With a thief to the gallows. For though he goes softly as foot can fall, thinks himself too soon there.
Who stays it still withal?
With lawyers in the vacation, for they sleep between term and term, and then they perceive not how time moves.
Where dwell you, a pretty you?
With this shepherdess, that my sister, here in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
And are you native of this place?
As the coney that you see dwell where she is kindled.
Your accent is something finer than you could purchase in so remote a dwelling.
I have been told so of many. But indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man, one that knew courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God I am not a woman, to be touched with so many giddy offences as he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you remember any of the principal evils that he laid in charge of women?
There were none principal. They were all like one another, as halfpence are, each one fault seeming monstrous till its fellow fault came to match it.
I prithee, recount some of them.
No. I will not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There is a man, haunts the forest, that abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind in their barks, hangs odes upon hawthorns and elegies on brambles, all, forsooth, deifying the name of Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love of fun.
I and he. That is so love-shaken. I pray you, tell me your remedy.
There are none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I am sure you are not prisoner.
What were his marks?
A hollow cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. An unquestionable spirit, which you have not. A beard neglected, which you have not. But I pardon you for that, for simply your having in beards the younger brother's revenue. Then your hat should be unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, your hose ungartered, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You're rather quaint device in your accoutrements, as loving yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Fair youth. I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it. You may as soon make her that you love believe it. Though which I'm word she's apter to do than to confess she does. That is one of the points in the which women so give the lie to their consciences. But in good sooth, are you he that writes the verses on the trees in which Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, by the white hand of Rosalind, that I am he. That unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhymes do speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and I tell you deserves as well a whip and a dark house as madmen do. The only reason why they are not so punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are in love too. Yet I profess curing it by counsel. which time would I, being but a moonish youth, grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, fantastical, apish, shallow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, for no passion, truly anything, as boys and women are, for the most part, have of this color. I would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, then weep for him, then spit at him, that I drave my suitor from his mad humor of love to a living humor of madness. We must of course swear the full truth of the world, and to live in a nook near the monastic. And thus I cured him, and in this manner will I take it upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there shall not be one spot of love in it.
I would not be cured, you.
I would cure you, if you would but call me Rosalind. Come every day to my coat and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Go with me to it, and I'll show it you. And by the way, you should tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
With all my heart, could you?
No. You must call me Rosalind. Come, sister.
So weird.
I don't know about you guys, but I need a break. Bathrooms are out that door, down the hallway, down the stairs, and to your right. Gentlemen's are straight at the end of the hallway. Ladies are going to be on the right after you get down there. Left, sorry. Every time I said right, it was left. Concessions are out the back door right there. Everything is 50 cents, homemade, and I can guarantee you that it's all delicious. Please help yourselves to both bathrooms and concessions. Please no food in the theater. And we'll see you again in 15 minutes.
Process that. This is the part that he wrote over himself. This is the part that he performed. You'll notice that there are a tremendous number of biblical allusions in the play, and many of those are expressed by Adam. So here we are. I think you've enjoyed Adam, poor fellow. I think he's gone for now. You'll see him in the curtain call. All right? Let's roll.
Well, thanks, good Audrey. And how, Audrey? Am I the man yet? Does my simple features content you?
Features? Lord Warren, what features?
I am here with the Antigoats, as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the gods.
Oh, knowledge ill-inhabited, worse than Job in a thatched house.
When a man's verses cannot be understood, nor a man's good wit seconded with a forechild, understanding it strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room. Truly, I would the gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest indeed in word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly, for the truest poetry is most fading. Lovers are given to poetry, and what they do say in poetry, it is said as lovers they do fain.
Do you wish, then, that the gods made me poetical?
I do truly, for thou swearest me that thou art honest. Now, if thou were a poet, I might have some hope in thou distant fame.
Will you not have me chaste and honest?
No, truly, unless thou were hard-favored. To cast away honesty onto a foul slut is a bit good meat onto a unclean dish.
I'm not a slut.
Oh, nice!
So I think the gods I am foul.
Well, praise be the gods for thy foulness. us to the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Well, the gods give us joy.
Amen. Amen, nay, if you were of a fearful heart, stagger into the tent. For here we have no temple but the woods, no assembly but the horned beasts. But what then? Courage, as horns are odious, they are necessary. It is said, many a man knows no end of his goods. Right, many a man has good horns and knows no end of them. That is the dowry of his wife. It is none of his own grated horns. Even so, poor men alone? No, no. The noblest deer hath them as huge as a rascal. And is the unmarried man therefore blessed? No. As a walled town is more worthy than a village, so is the forehead of a married man more worthy than a bare brow of a bachelor. By so much is a horn more precious than to want. Here comes Sir Oliver. Sir Oliver Martez. You are very well met. Will you dispatch us under this tree, or shall we go to your chapel?
Is there none here to give the woman?
I will not take your own gift of any man.
Truly, she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, proceed. I will give her.
Good evening, Monsu. What you call it? How do you do? You are very well met. God ill thee for your last companions. I am very glad to see you. Even a toy in hand here. Nay, pray, be covered.
Will you be merry, Motley?
As the ox his bowl, the horse his curb, the falcon her bells, so that man hath his desires, so that the pigeons bills, so that wedlock would be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church, find you a good priest who can tell you what marriage is. This man will but join you together as they join wainscot, and in time one of you will prove a shrunk panel and like green timber warp and warp.
I am not in the mind, but I'm better to be married to this man than another, for he's not like to marry me well. And not being well married is a good excuse to hear on after leave my wife.
Go thou with me and let me counsel thee.
Come, sweet Audrey, we must be married, or we shall live in bawdry. Farewell, Master Oliver, not oh sweet Oliver, oh brave Oliver. Leave me not behind thee, but wind away, be gone, I say, I will not be wed with thee.
Tis no matter, near a fantastical knave of them all shall flout me out of my calling.
Never talk to me, I will weep. Do I really? But yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man. But have I not cause to weep?
As good cause as one would desire, therefore weep.
His very hair is of the dissembling color, something browner than Judas's. Mary, his kisses are Judas's own children. In faith, his hair is of a good color.
An excellent color. Your chestnut was ever the only color.
And his kissing is as full of sanctity as the touch of holy bread.
He hath bought a pair of cast lips of Diana. None winter sisterhood kisses not more religiously
The very ice of chastity is in them. But why did he swear he would come this morning and comes not?
Nay, certainly there is no truth in him.
Do you think so?
I think he is not a pick purse, nor a horse stealer. But for his verity and love, I do think him as concave as a covered goblet or a worm-eaten nut.
Not true in love?
Yes, when he is in. But I think he is not in.
You have heard him swear downright he was.
Was is not is. Besides, oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a tapster. They are both the confirmers of false reckonings. He attends here in the forest, on the Duke your father.
I met with the Duke yesterday and had much question with him. He asked me of what parentage I was.
Oh,
I said of as good as he. So he laughed and let me go. But what talk we of fathers when there is such a man as Orlando?
oh, that's a brave man. He writes brave verses, speaks brave words, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. Quite traverse, athwart the heart of his lover, as a puny tilter that spurs his horse but on one side, and breaks his staff like a noble goose. But all is brave that youth mounts and folly guides. Look who comes here.
Mistress and master, you have often fired after the shepherd that complained of love, who you saw sitting by me on the turf, praising the proud disdainful shepherdess that was his mistress.
Well, and what of him?
If you will see a pageant truly played between the pale complexion of true love and the red glow of scorn, go off a little, and I will conduct you, if you will mark it.
Come, let us remove. The sight of lovers feedeth those of love.
Bring us to the sight, and you shall say, I'll prove a busy actor in their play.
sure there's no force in eyes that can do hurt.
Oh, dear Phoebe, if ever, as that ever may be near, you meet in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then shall you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
But till that time, come not thou near me. And when that time comes, afflict me with thy mocks. Pity me not. As to that time, I shall not pity thee.
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother, that you insult, exalt, and all at once over direction? What though you have no beauty?
As by my faith, I see no more in you than without candle may go dark to bed.
Must you therefore be proud and pitiless?
Why? What means this? Why look you so on me? Odds my little life, I think she means to tangle my eyes too.
No faith, proud mistress, hope not after. 'Tis not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your beautiful eyebrows, nor your cheek of cream.
I can entame my spirits to your worship.
You foolish shepherd! Wherefore do you follow her, like foggy south, puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a properer man than she a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children. 'Tis not her class, but you that flatters her, and out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments could show her. But, mistress, know yourself. Down on your knees and thank heaven, fasting for a good man's love. For, I must tell you, friendly in thine ear, sell when you can, you are not for all market.
Oh, snap.
Cry to man mercy, love him, take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So, take her to thee, shepherd, fare you well.
Pray you, I pray you, chide a year together. I had rather hear chide than this man's woo.
He is fallen in love with your foulness.
And she'll fall in love with my anger.
If it be so, as fast as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll stop her with bitter words. Why look you so on me?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you do not fall in love with me. For I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not. If you will know my house is at the top of olives here hard by. How, sister, will you go? Shepherd, ply her hard. Come, sister, shepherdess, look on him better, though all the world could see, not to be so abused in sight as he. Come,
harvest wreaths. Loose now and then a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
You know the youth that spoke to me a while?
Not very well, though I have met him oft. He hath bought the cottage in the bounds old Carlo was once master of.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but peevish boy, yet he talks well. But what I care for words, yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. 'Tis a pretty, not very pretty, but sure he's proud, and yet his pride becomes of him. Like a proper man, the best thing in him is his complexion. It's faster than his tongue to make offense. His eyes to heal up. He's not very tall, yet for his years he's tall. His leg is but so, and yet is well. There is a pretty redness in his lips, a little more riper and more lusty red than that mixed in his cheek. 'Twas just the difference betwixt the constant red and mingled the mask. There be some women, Sylvius, had they marked him in parcels as I did, would have gone near to fall in love with him. Oh, but for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not, but I have more cause to hate him than to love him. For had he due to chide at me, he said mine eyes were black, and my hair black. And now I am remembered scored at me, I marvel why I answer not again. But that's all one. Omitance is no avoidance. I'll write to him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear. Wilt thou, Sylvius?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
Oh, I'll write it straight. The matter's in my head and in my heart. I'll be bare with them, passing short. Go with me, Sylvius.
Okay, that scene was just a tad bit confusing with all the shepherdesses running around.
In the forest of Arden, the weary cousins happened upon Sylvius, a lovesick shepherd, in the act of declaring his feelings for Phoebe, a scornful shepherdess. Ganymede bought the lease to the property of an old shepherd, and Ganymede and Ileana set up a home in the forest. Not far away, and unaware of the newcomers, Duke Senior is living a simple outdoor life with his fellow exiled courtiers and huntsmen. Their merriment was interrupted by the arrival of Orlando, who sought nourishment for himself and his servant. The two men are welcomed by the outlaw courtiers. Ganymede and Ileana find verses addressed to Rosalind hung on the branches by Orlando. Ganymede finds Orlando and proposes to cure Orlando of his love. To do this, Orlando will woo Ganymede as if he were Rosalind, even though he really is Rosalind. Orlando consented and visits Ganymede or Rosalind every day for his lessons. In the meantime, the shepherdess Phoebe has fallen for Ganymede, while the shepherd Sylvius still pursues her. Furthermore, Touchstone, a court fool, has dazzled a country girl, Audrey, with his courtly manners. Audrey deserts her young suitor, William, for him.
Now, let's see how this all shakes out.
Pray thee, pretty youth, let me be better acquainted with thee.
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
I am so. I do love it better than laughing.
Those that are the extremity of either are abominable fools, and betray themselves to every modern censure worse than drunkards.
Why, 'tis good to be sad and say nothing.
Why then, 'tis good to be a post.
I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the musician's the lovers, which is all these, but it is a melancholy of mine own, extracted from many objects and compounded of many symbols, and indeed the sundry contemplations of my travels, in which my often ruminations wrap me in a most humorous sadness.
A traveler. By my faith, you have great reason to be sad. I fear you have sold your lands to see other men's. Then to have seen much and to have nothing is to have rich eyes and poor hands.
Indeed, I have gained my experience.
And your experience makes you sad. I'd rather have a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad. To travel for it, too.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
They then come with you and let you talk in blank verse.
Farewell, dear
Oh.
traveler. Look, you lisp and wear strange suits. Disable all the benefits of your own country. Be out of love with your nativity and almost chide God for making you that countenance you are. Or I will scarce think you have swam in a gondola. Why? How now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You serve me such another trick, never come in my sight more.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love! He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts, and break but a part of the 1,000 parts of a minute in the affairs of love. It may be said of him that Cupid hath clapped him on the shoulder, but I'll warrant him heart whole.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy, come no more in my sight. I had as lief be wooed of a snake.
Of a snail.
I, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointer, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
And what's that?
Why, horns, which such as you are fain to be beholden to your wives for. But he comes armed with his fortune and prevents the slander of his wife.
Virtue is no board maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
It pleases him to call you so, but he hath a Rosalind of a better leer than you.
Come now, woo, for I'm in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. What would you say to me now, and I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Nay, you were better speak first. Then when you were crumbled for lack of matter, you might take occasion to kiss. Very good orators, when they're out, they will spit, and for lovers lacking in God warn us, matter. The cleanliest chip is the kiss.
How if the kiss be denied?
Then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins new matter.
Who could be out, being before his beloved mistress?
Mary, that should you if I were your mistress, or I should think my honesty ranker than my wit.
What of my suit?
Not out of your apparel, and yet out of your suit. Am not I your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, because I would be talking of her.
Well then, in her person, I say I will not have you.
Then, in mine own person, I die.
No! Faith! Die by attorney. This poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and in all that time there is not love cause. Troilus had his brains dashed out with a Grecian club, yet he did what he could to die before, and he is one of the patterns of love. Leander, now he would have lived many a fair year, though hero had turned nun, had it not been for a hot midsummer night. For, good youth, he went but forth to wash in the Hellespont, and being taken with the cramp, was drowned. And the foolish chroniclers of that age found him as hero of Sestos. But these are all lies. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I would not have my right, Rosalind, of this mind. For I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand, it will not kill a fly. But come, now I will be your Rosalind in a more coming on disposition. And ask me what you will, I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Yes, faith will I. Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And wilt thou have me?
I am 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then, can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Oh, give me your hand.
Oh, this is weird.
I cannot say the words. You must begin, will you, Orlando? Go to.
Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
I but when?
Why now? I suspect she can marry.
Then you must say, I do take thee, Rosalind, for what?
I do take thee, Rosalind, for life.
And I might ask you for my permission, but I do take thee, Orlando, to be my husband. And there's a girl goes before the priest, and surely the woman's thought runs before her actions.
So do all thoughts. They are weak.
Now, tell me how long you would have her after you have possessed her.
Forever and a day.
Say a day, without the ever. No, Orlando. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are wives. I will be more jealous of thee than a Barbary cock pigeon over his hen, more clamorous than a parrot against rain, more newfangled than an ape, more giddy in my desires than a monkey. I will weep for nothing, like Diana in the fountain, and that when thou art supposed to be married. I will laugh like a hyena, and that when thou art inclined to sleep.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
But she is wise.
Aye, or else she could not have the wit to do this. The wiser, the waywarder. Make the doors upon a woman's wit to out at the casement, stop that twill out at the keyhole, shut that twill out with the smoke in the chimney.
A man that had a wife with such a wit might say, wit with her will.
Nay. You might keep that check for it till you met your wife's wit going to your neighbor's bed.
What wit could wit have to excuse that?
Mary, to say she came to seek you there. You shall never take her without her answer unless thou take her without her tongue. Oh, that woman who cannot make her fault her husband's occasion, let her never nurse her child herself, for she will breed it like a fool.
For these 2 hours, Rosalind, I will leave you.
Alas, dear love, I cannot laugh thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will be here with thee again.
Aye. Go your ways. Go your ways. I knew what you would prove. My friends told me as much, and I thought no less. To that flattering tongue of yours was me. 'Tis but one castaway, and so come death. 2 o'clock is your hour.
Yes, sweet Rosalind.
By my troth. And in good suit. And so, God mend me. May all dangerous if you break one jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour. I will think you the most pathetical break promise, and the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of her you call Rosalind, that may be chosen out of the gross band of the unfaithful. Therefore, beware my censure, and keep your promise.
With no less religion than wert thou indeed my Rosalind. So adieu.
Well, time is the old justice that examines all such offenders and lets time try. Adieu. You have to refused our sex in your love crate. We must have your Dublin hose pluck of your head and show the world the bird hath done to her own nest. Cuz.
Oh, no.
My pretty little cuz. That thou knew how many fathoms deep I am in love. But it cannot be sounded. My affection hath an unknown bottom, like the Bay of Portugal.
Or rather, bottomless. That as soon as you pour affection in, it runs out.
No. That same wicked bastard of Venus, that was begot of thought, conceived of spleen, and born of madness. That blind, rascally boy that abuses everyone's eyes because his own are out. Let him be judged how deep I am in love. I'll tell thee, Aliena, I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find a shadow and sigh till he comes.
The shadow would sigh until it leaves.
Which is he that killed the deer?
Sir, it was I!
Then let us present him to the Duke like a Roman conqueror, and it will do well to set the horns upon his head as a branch of victory. Forrester, have you no song for this occasion?
Yes, sir.
Then sing it. Matters not how it be in tune, as long as it makes noise enough.
What shall he have that killed the deer? His leather skin and horns to wear. Then sing him home, the rest shall bear his burden. They themselves sworn to wear the horn. It was the crest ere thou wast born. Thy father's father wore it, and thy father wore it. The horn, the lusty horn, is not a thing to laugh to scorn. How say you now? Is it not past 2 o'clock? And here much Orlando.
I warned you with pure love and troubled brave. He hath taken his bow and arrows, and his
She has a hustler.
Oh, no.
But that's no matter. I say she never did write this letter. This is a man's invention, and this is Anne's. Sure, it is hers. Why? 'Tis a boisterous and a cruel style, a style for challengers. Why, she defies me like Turk to Christian. Women's gentle brain could not drop forth such giant rude invention, such Ethiop words, blacker in their effects and their countenance. Wilt thou hear the letter?
So please you, for I have not heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
She Phoebes me. Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to shepherd turn, that a maiden's heart hath burned? Can a woman rail thus?
Call you thus railing?
Why thy Godhead laid apart, warrest thou with a woman's heart? Did you ever hear such railing? Whilst the eye of man did woo me, that could do no vengeance to me, meaning me a beast, if the scorn of your bright eye have power to raise such love in mine, alack in me, what strange effect would they work in mild aspect? Whilst thou chid me, I did love, how then might your prayers move? He that brings this love to thee, little knows this love in me, and by him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me, and all that I can make, or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die.
Call you thus chiding?
Alas, poor shepherd, do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. What? To make thee an instrument and play false strains on thee? Not to be endured. Well, go your ways to her, for I see love hath made thee a tame snake, and say this to her, that if she love me, I charge her to love thee, and if she will not, I will not have her unless thou entreat for her. If you be a true lover, hence, and no more, for here comes more company.
Good morning, fair ones. Pray you if you know where the police of this forest stands a sheepcote fenced about with olive trees.
West of this place, down in the neighbor bottom, the rank of osiers by the murmuring stream, left on your right hand, brings you to the place. But at this hour the house doth keep itself. There's none within.
If then and I might profit by a tongue, then should I know you by description, such garments and such years. The boy is fair, of female favor, and bestows himself likewise. The woman low and browner than her brother. Are not you the owner of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boast, being asked to say that we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to that shepherd youth he calls his Rosalind, he sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. But what must we understand by this?
Some of my shame. If you would know me, what man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief is stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When last thing young Orlando parted from you, he left you with a promise to return again within an hour. And pacing through the forests, chewing the food of sweet and bitter fancy, lo, what befell? He threw his eye aside and marked what object did present itself. Under an old oak whose boughs were mossed with age, and high-top bald with dry antiquity, a wretched, ragged man, o'ergrown with hair, lay sleeping on his back. About his neck, a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself, who with her head, nimble in threats, approached the opening of his mouth. Suddenly, seeing Orlando, it did unlink itself, with indented glides, and slip away into a bush, under which bush's shade, a lioness with udders all drawn dry, lay couching head on the ground, cat on watch, when that the sleeping man should stir. For 'tis the royal disposition of that beast to prey on nothing that doth seem his dead. This seen, Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
I have been speaking that same brother, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And well he might so do, for well I know he was unnatural.
But to Orlando, Did he leave him there, food to the sucked and hungry lioness?
Twice did he turn his back and purpose so. But nature, stronger than his just occasion, and kindness, nobler ever than revenge, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which, hurtling from miserable slumber, I awaked.
Are you his brother? Was it you he rescued? Was you that did so oft contrive to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell thee what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing I am.
But for the bloody napkin.
By and by, when from the first to last betwixt us two, tears our countenance most kindly bathed, as how I came into that desert place. In brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who led me instantly unto his king. There stripped himself, and here upon his arm the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled. And then he fainted, and cried in fainting upon Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him, bound his wound, and in some small space, being strong at heart, he sent me hither to thee, stranger as I am, to tell this tale, that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this handkerchief, dyed in his blood, to the shepherd youth that he in sport doth call his Rosalind.
What? Hi now! Gaming! Say gaming!
Many will swoon when they do look on blood.
There is more in it. Has it? Gaming!
Look, he recovers.
I would I were at home. Who'll lead you thither? You take my God.
Be of good cheer, you a man. You lack a man's heart.
So I do. Ah, sir, a body would think this was well counterfeited. Pray you, tell your brother how well I counterfeited.
This was not counterfeit. There's too great a testimony in your complexion. It was a passion of earnest.
Counterfeit, I assure you.
Well, then take good heart and counterfeit to be a man.
I do so. I confess it. But in faith, I should have been a woman by right. Come, you look paler and paler. Pray you draw homewards. Good sir, go with us.
That will I, for I must bear answer back how you excuse my brother. Rosalind?
I will devise something. I pray you commend my counterfeiting to him. Will you go?
When Duke Frederick heard Orlando disappeared at the same time as Rosalind and Celia, he ordered Oliver to the forest to seek his brother. In the forest, Orlando saved Oliver's life, injuring his arm in the process. Oliver ran into Ganymede and Aliena in the forest and related this news. Rosalind, disguised as Ganymede, was overcome with her feelings for Orlando. Celia, disguised as Aliena, and Oliver quickly fell in love with one another. Rosalind decided that it was time to end her game with Orlando and devised a plan.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
We shall find a time, Audrey. Patience, gentle Audrey.
Faith, the priest was good enough for old gentleman's sake.
without it, we cannot hold it.
Good evening, Audrey.
God, good evening, William.
Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, gentle friend. Cover thy head. Cover thy head. Nay, prithee, be covered. How old are you, friend?
5 and 20, sir.
Very ripe age. Is thy name William?
William, sir.
A fair name. Wast born in the forest here?
I, sir, I thank God.
Thank God. A good answer. Art thou rich?
I, sir, I have a pretty wit.
Why, thou sayest well. I do remember a saying. The fool doth think himself to be wise, and the wise man knows himself to be a fool. The heathen philosopher, when he had a desire to eat a grape, would open his lips and putting it into his mouth, meaning therefore that the grapes were made to eat and lips to open. Do you love this maid?
I do, sir.
Give me your hand. Art thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have, for the figure of vegetable that drink, being poured out of a glass into a cup. By filling one doth empty the other. Now all your writers do consent that Ipsy is he. Now you are not Ipsy, for I am he.
What's he, sir?
He that must marry this woman. Therefore, you clown, abandon, which in the vulgar lead, the society, which in the boorish company of this female, which in the common is woman, or to wit, thou perishest, or to thy better understanding diest, or to wit, I kill thee, translate thy life unto death, thy liberty unto bondage. I will deed thee with poison, or in bastinado, or in steel. I will ban thee with infection. I will o'erturn thee with policy. I will kill thee 150 ways. Therefore, tremble and come.
Real good, William.
Best you marry, sir.
Our master and mistress seeks you. Come away, away.
Trip, Audrey, trip, Audrey. I attend, I attend.
Is it possible that on so little wings you should like her? That, but seeing you should love her, and loving woo, and wooing she should grant. And will you persevere to enjoy her?
Neither call the giddy civic in question, the poverty of her, the small acquaintance, my sudden wooing, nor her sudden consenting. But say with me, I love Aliena. Say with her that she loves me. Consent with both that we may enjoy each other. It shall be to your good. For all my father's house, and all the revenue that was old Sir Rollins, will I estate upon you. And here live and die a shepherd.
You have my consent. Let your wedding be tomorrow. Thither will I invite the Duke and all contented followers. Go you and prepare later. For look you, here comes my Rosalind.
God save you, brother, and you, fair sister.
Alas, my dear Orlando, how it grieves me to see thee wear thy heart in a scarf.
It is my honor.
I thought thy heart had been wounded with
but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your handkerchief?
And greater wonders than that.
Oh, I know where you are. Nay, there was never anything so sudden but the fight of two ranks, and Caesar's responsible brag of I came, I saw, and overcame. For your brother and my sister no sooner met but they looked, no sooner looked but they loved, no sooner loved but they sighed, no sooner sighed but they asked one another the reason, no sooner knew the reason but they sought the remedy. And in these degrees have they made a pair of stairs to marriage, which they will climb incontinent, or else be incontinent before marriage. They're in the very wrath of love. Clubs cannot part them.
They shall be married tomorrow, and I will bid the Duke to the nuptial. But, oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. By so much the more shall I tomorrow be at the height of heart heaviness in thinking my brother happy and having what he wishes for.
Why then, tomorrow I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you then no longer with idle talking. Know of me then, for now I speak to some purpose, that I know you are a gentleman of good conceit. I speak not this that you should bear a good opinion of my knowledge, insomuch I say I know you are. Neither do I labor for a greater esteem than may, in some little measure, draw a belief from you to do yourself good, and not to grace me. Believe then, if you please, that I can do strange things.
That's true.
I have, since I was 3 years old, conversed with a magician, most profound in his art and yet not damnable. If you do love Rosalind so near the heart as your gesture cries it out, tomorrow, when your brother marries Aliena, shall you marry her. I know into what straits of fortune she is driven, and it is not impossible to me, if it seems not inconvenient to you, to set her before your eyes tomorrow, human as she is and without any danger.
Speakest thou in sober meaning?
By my life I do, which I tender dearly, though I say I'm a magician. Therefore, put you in your best array, bid your friends come, for if you will be married tomorrow, you shall, and to Rosalind if you will. Oh, look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
You have done me much ungentleness to show the letter that I wrote to you.
I care not if I have. It is my study
Oh,
to
snap.
seem despiteful and ungentle. You are there followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him, love him, he worships you.
Good shepherd, telleth you what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I, forget me.
And I for Rosalind.
And I, for no woman.
It is to be all made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I, forget me.
Oh, second time, come on.
And I for Rosalind.
And I, for no woman.
Oh, no.
It is to be all made of fantasy, all made of passion, and all made of wishes, all adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience and impatience, all purity, all trial, and all observance, and so am I for Phoebe.
Oh, dear.
And so I, forget me.
Oh, no, no.
So am I.
Oh,
So am I, for nobleman.
This be so, why blame you? Me to love you,
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame me to love you?
Why do you speak too? Why blame you me to love you?
To her that is not here, nor doth hear.
Pray you no more of this. 'Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon.
Oh.
I will help you if I can. I would love you if I could.
Tomorrow meet me all together. I will marry you, if ever I marry one, and I'll be married tomorrow. I will satisfy you, if ever I satisfy man, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will content you, if what pleases you contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. So very well I have left you command.
I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
Tomorrow is a joyful day, Audrey. Tomorrow we will be married.
and I do desire it with all my heart. But I do hope it is no dishonest desire, the desire to be a woman of the world. Oh, here comes two of the Spanish dudes painting.
Well met, honest gentlemen. By my troth. Well met. Come, sit. A song.
We are for you. Sit.
In the middle.
Shall we clap into it rowdily, without honking or spitting, or saying the others, which are the only prologues to a bad voice?
In faith. And both in a tune like two gypsies on a horse.
Was a lover and his lass,
with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny no. That every cornfield did pass in springtime, the only pretty time when birds do sing. Hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring. The acres of the rye, the hay and the ho and the hey nonny no. Country folk would lie in springtime, the only pretty rain time, when birds do sing. Hey!
Ding-a-ding-ding!
Sweet lovers love the spring. Oh, they began hour with a hey and a ho and a hey and a ho.
For life
lost not our time. By my troth, yes. I counted but time lost to hear such a foolish song.
Nice.
God be with thee, and God mend thy voices. Come on, read.
Dost thou believe, Orlando, that this boy can do all that he hath promised?
I sometimes do believe, and sometimes do not. As those that fear they hope and know they fear.
Patience, once more, was our compact as urged. You say if I bring in your Rosalind, you'll bestow her on Orlando here?
That would I, had I kingdoms to give with her.
You say that you will have her when I bring her.
That would I, for I of all kingdoms, king.
You say that you'll marry me, if I be willing.
If this be so, that would I, should I die the hour after.
But if you do refuse to marry me, you will wed this most faithful shepherd.
So's the bargain.
You say that you will have Phoebe if she be willing, though to have her in death were both one thing. I have promised to make this matter all even. Keep you your word, Duke, to give your daughter. You yours, Orlando, to receive his daughter. Keep you your word, Phoebe, that you'll marry me, but if you do refuse to marry me, that you will wed this shepherd. Keep you your word, Sylvius, that you will have Phoebe if she refuses me, and from hence I go to make these doubts all even.
Nice
I
little way.
do remember in this shepherd boy some lively touches of my daughter's favor.
My lord, the first time that I ever saw him, methought he was a brother to your daughter. But, my good lord, this boy is forest-born, and hath been tutored in the rudiments of many desperate studies by his uncle, whom he reports to be a great magician, obscured in the circle of this forest.
Oh no.
Surely there is another flood towards, and these couples are coming to the ark. Here come a pair of very strange beasts, which in all tongues are called fools.
Salutations and greetings to you all.
Good, my lord, bid him welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman I have so oft met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubt that, let him put me to my purgation. I have trot a measure. I have flattered a lady. I have been polite with my friends, smooth with my enemies. I have undone 3 tailors. I have had 4 quarrels, and like to have fought one.
And how was that taken up?
We fought, and found the quarrel was upon the
my lord, like this fellow?
I like him very well.
Sir, I desire you of your like. I have praised in here, amongst the rest of your country copulatives, to swear and to forswear, according as marriage binds and blood breaks. A poor virgin, sir, an ill-favored thing. A poor humor of mine to take that no man else will. Rich honesty dwells in a miser. A poor home, your pearls and your foul oysters.
But for the seventh cause, how was it that the coral was found upon the seventh cause?
Upon it lies 7 times removed. Spare your body. I did dislike a certain courtier's beard. He sent me word, if I said it was not well cut, he was in the mind it was. This is called retract courteous. If again I sent him word it was not well cut, he would send me word, I spake not true. This is called the quick months. If again it was not well cut, he would answer, thou spake not true. This is called the proof found. If again it was not well cut, he would answer, thou spake not true. If again it was not well cut, he would say a lie. This is called the countercheck quarrelsome, and so to the lie circumstantial and the lie direct.
And how oft did you say his beard was not well cut?
I dares not give him the lie circumstantial, nor he dares give me the lie direct. So we met at swords and departed.
And can you nominate in order now the degrees of the lie?
Sir, we quarreled in print, by the book. As you have books for good manners, I will name you the degrees. The first, the retract courteous. The second, the quick modest. The third, the reply churlish. The fourth, the proof valiant. The fifth, the countercheck quarrelsome. The seventh, the lie circumstantial. The sixth, the seventh, the lie direct.
Oh, no.
Now, all of these you may avoid, but the lie direct. And you may avoid that too with an if. Now, if you say so, then I say so. I knew when 7 justices were met together and could not take up a quarrel. And when the parties met themselves, one of them thought of an if. Your if is the only peacemaker. Much virtue in if.
Good, my lord. Is this not a rare fellow? Good at anything and yet still a fool.
He uses his folly like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his wit.
Then there is mirth in heaven, when earthly things made even, atone together. Good Duke, receive thy daughter. Hymen from heaven brought her, yea, brought her hither. Thou mightst join her hand with this, whose heart
on my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then my love is due.
I'll have no father if you be not he. I'll have no husband if you be not he, nor ne'er wed woman if you be not she.
Peace, Paul, I more confusion. 'Tis I must make conclusion of these most strange events. There's 8, must take hands to join in Hyman's bands, if truth holds true contents. You and Juno cross your paths. You and you are heart and heart. You to his love must accord, or have a woman to your love. You and you are sure together, as winter to foul weather. Whiles a wedlock can we sing, feed yourselves with questioning. What reason wonder may diminish, how thus we meet, and these things finish.
What?
Wedding
Oh, no.
to North Crown, oh blessed Barnum, Warren, Betsy, Hyman's, peoples every town, highway both them me honor and reno to highway God of every
Oh, my dear niece. Welcome thou art to me, even daughter. Welcome in no less degree.
If sight, I will not eat my word. Now thou art mine. Thy faith my fancy to thee doth combine.
Let me have audience for a word or two. I am the second son of old Sir Roland, that bring these tidings to this fair assembly. To Frederick, hearing how every day men of great worth resorted to this forest, addressed a mighty power, which were on foot in his own conduct, put his brother here purposely to the sword. And to the skirts of this wild wood he came, whereupon, meeting with an old religious man, he was converted, both from his enterprise and from the world. His crown bequeathing to his vanished brother, and all their lands restored to them again, which were with him exiled. This priest, I do engage my life.
Welcome, young man. Thou offerest fairly to thy brother's wedding. To one, his lands withheld. To the other, a land itself at large. A potent dukedom. First, in this forest, led us to those ends that here were well begun and well begot. And after, every of this happy number that hath endured shrewd days and nights with us in the forest, shall share the good of our returned fortune, according to the measure of their state. Meantime, forget this new fallen dignity, and fall into rustic revelry, you brides and bridegrooms all, with measure heaped in joy, to the measure's fall.
Sir, if I did hear you rightly, the Duke hath put on a religious life and thrown into neglect the pompous court.
He hath.
To him will I. Of these convertites there is much to be heard and learned. You to your former honor I bequeath. Your patience and virtue well deserves it. You to a love that your true faith doth merit. You to your land, your love, and great allies. You to a long and well-deserved bed. and you your ramblings, for thy loving voyage is but for 2 months' victual. So to your pleasures, I am for other than dancing measures.
Stay, Jacques, stay.
To see no pastime, I. What you'll have, I'll stay to know at your abandoned cave.
Proceed. Proceed. We'll begin these rites, as we do trust. They'll end in true delight.
It is not the fashion to see the lady the epilogue, but it is no more unhandsome than to see the lord the prologue. If it be true that good wine needs no bush, then it is true that a good play needs no epilogue. Yet, to good wine they do use good bushes, and good plays often prove the better by the help of good epilogues. What a case am I in, then, that am neither a good epilogue, nor cannot insinuate with you on the behalf of a good play? I am not furnished like a beggar, therefore to beg will not become me. My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, O women, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, O men, for the love you bear to women, as I perceive by your simpering, none of you hates them, that between you and the women, the play may please. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you as had complexions that pleased me, beards that liked me, and breaths that I defied not. And I am sure that as many of you as have good complexions or good beards or sweet breaths will, for my kind offer, when I make curtsy, bid me farewell.
all, folks.